Hey guys, Germs here with another video. This is a review and my thoughts on the Smith & Wesson 1066. Before we get into it, let's just do a quick safety check. And we're clear. Gun has a magazine disconnect, so cannot fire without a magazine in the gun. And then it also has a decocker on the safety. Let me set it up here real quick. Okay. This is the third generation Smith & Wesson semi-auto. It's chambered in the awesome 10mm auto cartridge. The 10mm auto was developed in 1983 for use in the Bren 10 pistol. For those of you who used to watch Miami Vice, I believe it was the main character's pistol for a while. And the Bren 10 was popular for a little bit. They actually couldn't keep up with demand. Some of the guns were shipping without magazines. And from what I hear and read online, they're making the Bren 10 again. Anyway, the 10mm round was selected by the FBI for use after the 1986 FBI Miami shootout, where 2 agents lost their lives in a shootout with 2 serial bank robbers. 5 other agents were wounded as well. There were 8 agents in total against the 2 serial bank robbers. The bank robbers had rifles, while the FBI agents only had their .38 special revolvers, and 2 of them had shotguns. The rifles used by the bank robbers were a Ruger Mini 14, and I'm not sure the other one, but you could read about the whole incident online. After the incident, the FBI felt the need for a stronger round and went to the 10mm. The 10mm, when loaded to its full potential, can produce a little more energy than the .357 Magnum. The pistol used by the FBI was the Smith & Wesson 1076. The 1076 is like the 1066 in a way, but it's a little longer. It's just a little bit bigger. I believe size comparison, it's just like the 4506, which is chambered in 45 ACP. You know, like I said, after the incident, they wanted a stronger round. After a while, though, they decided that the round itself produced a little too much recoil, and the gun was a little large for some of the smaller agents to handle. And this is where the 40 Smith & Wesson came from. The pistol I have here is the 1066. Smith & Wesson produced many variations of their third generation 10mm auto. The 1076, 1086, 1006, 1026, the 1066, and the rarest being the 1046. They only made 151 of those. The last one I saw online was selling for $3,000. The 1066 is a semi-auto, double action 10mm auto. Okay, comes with a 9-shot single stack magazine. Okay. They made about 5,067 of these. Has a straight back strap. Also has the ambidextrous safety, and it's also a decocker. As you can see, it has a 3-dot white sights. They also shipped this model with tritium night sights. Obviously, it was a little more expensive. Let's see. You know, it is a heavy gun. I'm not sure the exact weight. It was introduced in 1990, and then it was dropped in 92. You know, I purchased this one about a month ago and paid $600 for it. It came with 4 magazines, a spare barrel, 100 rounds of ammo, and a set of Hogue rubber grips, as well as you can see the original grips, which I have on the gun now. These are the Hogue rubber grips that also came with the gun. I like the rubber grips, but in the end, I just like the originals a little better. I like the look, and I actually like the feel a little better. When I started looking for a 10mm, I really wasn't aware of the Smith & Wesson 10 series guns. I was planning on going with a Glock 20, Glock 29, or if I could find one, a Colt Delta Elite. A friend of mine offered to let me shoot his 1066, and as soon as I fired it, I knew I wanted one. It is heavy, but you know, the weight really helps tame the recoil with some of the hotter loads. So far I've fired, you know, double tap, Hornady, American Eagle, Georgia Arms through this, and it's all, you know, fed 100% reliably. Right now, magazine I do have loaded with the Hornady 180 grain XTP rounds. That's the hollow point round. I got a good deal on a bunch of that stuff, so I picked up you know, about a case of it. I got a really good deal on it, so I'm happy with that. When I purchased the gun, it also came with 100 rounds of this Georgia Arms hollow points, which are really nice. I'm going to be ordering some more ammo from Georgia Arms. It's all fed quite nicely. For plinking, I have some American Eagle full metal jacket. As far as cost goes, I really enjoy the Georgia Arms ammo, and you know, everything I've tried so far is fed just fine. Just to give you a little comparison here, let me see if I can zoom in on that. Alright, let's see. Okay, here we have a 357 Magnum round. Next to it is a 38 Special. Then we have a 45 ACP 9mm, and then these three are all 10mm. So you can see it's a you know, it's a decently sized round. So let's go back to the firearm. It's a decently sized cartridge. Some might say it's a little too hot for anything but, you know, backpacking in the woods. But you know, I feel differently. I think it could be used for home defense once you find the right load for it. As far as reasons for getting this gun, I wanted a 10mm to take with me when I go hiking in other states. I could do a lot of hiking with my brother. He carries his Smith & Wesson M&P 40, and this is what I'll be carrying. I believe 10mm is extremely versatile round. From what I read online, if you reload, it could be loaded up to 41 Magnum levels or brought down to 40 Smith & Wesson. Another reason I got it is eventually I'd like to use it for home defense when I get enough trigger time with the gun, and when I find a suitable load for home defense where I don't have to worry too much about over penetration. I ordered some Glacier safety slugs to try out, and I hope they feed well in this gun. If any of you guys, if any of you 10mm gurus out there have any advice as what ammo to try, it'd be much appreciated. The last reason I got this is the fun factor. You know, it's a blast to shoot. It's expensive to shoot, but it's very fun. I could also see this kind of being a little bit of a collector's item, being that Smith & Wesson stopped making them. You know, I could see it going up in price in the future, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. I'll still shoot it though. I don't have any save queens. The gun is very accurate. It gets very accurate, gets back on target very quickly. It took me a little bit to get used to the trigger on the gun. It's a little bit gritty. The single action is nice, but the double action feels very gritty. So in the future, I wouldn't mind trying to get a trigger job for it. As far as aftermarket parts for the 10mm, the you know, the magazines are out there, but they are a little pricey. From what I see online, the mags go for around 35 to 40 bucks a piece. So thank God this one came with the 4 magazines. You know, I've read of people getting replacement barrels for their 10 series guns. I hear of people getting 40 Smith & Wesson barrels, and as well as getting 357 SIG barrels for it. I haven't seen any for sale online. I believe you have to get them made. So that's about it. You know, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. I hope to do follow-up videos in the future on the gun after I put some more rounds downrange, after I try some more ammo. You know, I'll make a follow-up video, let you guys know how the Glacier safety slugs worked out, and that's about it until my next video. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. And thanks for watching. Again, this is Germs with the Smith & Wesson 1066. Thanks for watching.